My summer plans have changed, here on the CFS story. So the thing is this, by now I already wanted to be in China. I had an internship with a landscape architecture firm there, and I was supposed to start there this Monday actually, and I was supposed to leave the country last Saturday. But I had some issues with my visa, as I was saying in one of the former videos, and those issues were like solvable, but the big problem was that the time frame that was left for me to do the internship in China would have been so small that it would have not really been worth all the struggles that we would have go through. So I decided with the firm that we're actually just going to push the internship to next summer, which is totally fine with me because I really want to have this internship to be something meaningful. But the one problem then is that I have to decide what to do this summer, and I have decided that instead of trying to find an internship really quick now that only gives me a short amount of time to do something, is that I want to kind of design my own internship. And so what I decided to do is to redesign my parents' garden. And as you can see, the garden right here in the background, it is a garden that needs a lot of help. And the idea behind my internship is that I can, on my terms, kind of learn the skills that I really want to learn, which is developing a design for a space like this, but then also following through with the whole redevelopment. So my plan is right now to make a design for this garden in accordance with my parents and what they want to integrate here, and then use most of my summer to actually work here and make this design become a reality. And I'm really excited for this because I think this is a cool project, and having your own internships gives you a lot of freedom and a lot of possibilities to learn exactly those skills that you want. So I don't think that this is a bad option at all. Both options were great, both options were perfect at this point, and so I'm happy with the decision that I made. So as you can see, we're on the terrace right now. This is the entrance, this is the house, and then this is the terrace. There's a lot of stuff going on this terrace here. A lot of these plants my dad just really loves, and they kind of like this feeling of being in nature, and they also love having the view from the other side shielded. But of course, as you can see, there's also a lot of things going on that are problematic here, and the biggest thing is that we had a storm 2 years ago which completely threw over this pergola, I don't know the English word for that, which was holding up this wisteria here, which has an amazing bloom. But so let's just go a little bit into the garden, or like more the jungle. And so a lot of there are some things that are really cool in here. So what we had this pond here, which now turned more into kind of a wetland thing, and we have this beautiful birch tree right here, which offers this really nice space underneath because it has this weeping form, and it has a pretty nice form. It's still in an okay condition, and it's in a good condition. There needs to be some work done, but yeah, this is going to be one of the main spots that we're going to focus on. My parents would like to have like a seating area underneath here. And then if we go further down, there's a lot of stuff happening as well here, because we had this one weed which has been extremely persistent and has just been spread out through the whole garden. And so here in the back, we have an old I don't know how you call this. This was for our rabbits that lived there. It was kind of their little place, which needs to be which needs to go, of course. We have 2 apple trees here, which have apples that taste fairly delicious. They're not super big. They're mostly like this size, but they're pretty nice. So my parents probably would like to keep those. We're not sure about that yet. This is the garage on the other side behind these plants, and then there in the back they would like to have a little shed where they can store bikes and other things. But so yeah, it is easy to see that there is a lot to do to this garden. It was designed once by a landscape designer of actually the son of the people who lived here before, so it's kind of fitting in the story that I want to redesign this garden. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to measure this whole thing and then make a CAD plan so that we can print it out and then scribble a couple of design ideas on it. And so that is going to be the first part of this whole redesign. This is also going to be what I'm going to do in this week's vlog, just show a little bit of the process of that. And then hopefully in the time frame we can pass. Today is Wednesday, around somewhere this weekend we can actually take this design and then actually start working in the garden to do things here. Yes, so I'm really excited for this. I think it's a great idea and a great way to kind of cope with the problem of not having an internship, because I think it's also pretty great for employers later to see that I took the time and effort instead of not doing anything to do something that really can teach me something. And so yes, I'm very excited for that, and I'm going to take you with me for this whole redevelopment. We made some progress yesterday. We actually went out a good amount of time and measured everything in the garden, especially the hardscapes, which just means the overall dimensions, where there's stairs, where there's pavement, where's the little walkway is that goes down to the garage. And then I took all the measurements that we did here on this little piece of paper and put them into AutoCAD, which is a program where you can do construction drawings. And the idea is with this drawing that I have here now is that we just use this little base file here to start with an inventory analysis. So what I'm going to do with this file is to put a piece of trace paper on top, and then I am going to make an analysis of all the things that are in the garden and what's their condition right now, how they function in the space, and what might stay, what might go. And this is going to be the very first step of the design process here, is just to see what's out there, what is working, what is not. And then in a second step, I'm going to talk a little bit about all the things that my parents definitely want to have in this garden. And then I'm going to try to arrange them in here and see how they're going to work with each other to create not one space with a lot of different, or like multiple spaces within a larger space, but actually one coherent larger space where different elements interact with each other, and where one, by going through, has the feeling of a cohesive space where the parts really belong to each other. And yes, so that is what I'm going to do most of the time today, and probably also tomorrow. And when we're done with that, I'm going to do a very detailed drawing of final drawing of what we actually want to build. And then hopefully after the weekend or somewhere around Sunday, we're actually going to start going outside and start building the stuff. I have this plan is not perfect yet, because there are some things that we couldn't really measure because the vegetation is so dense there. So we might have to go back and cut these a little bit, and then add here and there if it becomes necessary. But yes, so that is the very first step here in the design, and I'm very, very excited to finally start. This is it for this week's vlog already. I'm gonna keep working on the design and show you more once I'm actually finished with the larger design. And we're gonna go ahead in this backyard today actually, and gonna start taking out some of the trees that we know already that need to go, because there are some parts of the garden that we couldn't really see and that we still need to measure and add to the design proposal. And then I'm also going to walk you through what we're actually planning here. In the meantime, I'm going to go to my undergrad town to travel a little bit and to see friends that I haven't seen. And there's a big event coming up in Tübingen, so I'm definitely going to take the camera with me and show you. I am very happy that I get the chance to design my own internship this summer, and I think it's going to be really great. I hope that you're having a great summer too so far. Subscribe here, here, or here, and see you next time.